Hey guys, it's Mike the Wrestling Godsmith. I just got through watching Raw, and I gotta say, Raw was not bad because we were celebrating the Pat Patterson his untimely passing. I wasn't mad about that. I was cool with the video package with that. And the first match we had was it was basically first match we had was Oscar versus Shayna Baszler. Oscar won, so they basically her and Lana get a Raw tag team title shot that I said before in my predictions because I already knew that was going to happen. Then the second match we had was basically between the New Day, which was Kofi Kingston and Shelton Benjamin. Shelton basically Kofi Kingston won, but had a rematch with Cedric Alexander. And Cedric Alexander beat him with uh the spinning brain buster into the lumbar check and won. And this is what I think about the Hurt Business. I usually don't say this, but the New Day is making them feel like complete geekoids. They're becoming geeks now. And so is Retribution. Because the Dana Brooke Ricochet match, Dana Brooke and Ricochet won, which I kind of figured they would because Reckoning and Slapjack lost. So they're not becoming anything, which is really kind of sad. They really don't think of them. And I'm not mad about Retribution, but they're making them really, because Retribution is supposed to be this faction. Like I like the weird trippy camera angles with like when they were coming out and stuff, but they are making those dudes feel like mega geeks. Like they're uber geeks, and I'm like, bro, what all the time they have for these dudes, they are literally not doing anything with them. And you know what's funny? The New Day are gonna end up. Her business are ending up gonna make the New Day look like a bunch of chumps, because the thing is, you got like you literally like they should have just gave him a tag. They should have just gave him a tag team title shot. I swear, they really should have just gave him a tag team title shot. That way they could have. That way they can get whatever they like. Basically, they would have got a tag team title shot. They would have won. That would have given them a fantastic rivalry against the New Day or any other tag teams that were coming out. Because here's the thing. I'm okay with them trying to do something with the New Day and her business because it seems like Raw is not really doing that well. It seems like they need people, and it seems like they need a whole new roster because them tag belts are not looking good because Street Profits are left, and they're on SmackDown doing better on SmackDown than they were been doing on Raw. And the sad part is, here's the thing. Like they are never gonna pull the trigger on Shayna Baszler, and I feel like she's gonna keep being relegated to Shayna denied because that's what it felt like. It feels like they keep giving Lana a win, and they want to give her a win because they feel sorry for her because she really is whack. She's a great wrestler, but she's not learning nothing. It's like because of Asuka, they're gonna end up winning those belts. They're gonna end up having a tag team champion run because Asuka's never had the belts before. She had them with Kyrie, but Kyrie left, and that was it. And then to a sense, it's like, where do you go with this though? And then you basically have dudes that are basically really good at going, or they end up going back to NXT because they need to be booked better. And it's like, why go back to Raw if you're gonna be underbooked? And this is the thing, like I haven't seen Andrade. I haven't seen Andrade in a while. I haven't seen him. I haven't even seen Angel Garza. I don't even know if he's off or that whatever they decide to do with him, or he's on vacation or something. But it's just crazy because I'm fine with anything they do with Raw tonight. I was okay with the segments, but they just felt really like the segments were fine, but they felt, how do I put this, guys? Oops. They felt really like they basically felt kind of lackluster. It was underwhelming. Like Dana Brooke is becoming more of a star, which is good for her. Mia Yim is basically being relegated to being in Retribution. If they could just drop, I really think they shouldn't even pull the trigger on this Retribution angle. I think that was really stupid. I think they don't know what to do with uh, Dominic Dijakovic. They don't know what to do with Brandon Dio. They don't know what to do with this other dude. It's like how does Team Gargano do well in NXT because of Indy and Austin Theory, but they don't know what they want to do with him. And the funny thing is, it's like they're trying to push this dude to go at a level, but it's like, really, what are we really doing? And then it's like we got these dudes in here that are really good or really talented guys, and you're literally putting. Here's the thing. Raw, I'm gonna give it was a straight C minus because they try so hard to get these rivalries out, and I understand it. And because Drew is literally the only thing that's really going, and he's doing fantastic, and he does so well. It's just that Miz and Morrison is making the Miz and Morrisons are complete buffoons. They're complete buffoons. They don't even know what they want, and it's really kind of sad because the guys really should be at the top of their game. They're not. They're not at the top of their game. It's super sad that they're not at the top of their game. And they're not. It's because they end up, because Miz is going to end up probably cashing at TLC to screw AJ, because AJ is going to end up winning the title. He'll probably end up screwing him so he can become champion or some craziness. And he'll become champion. Miz and Morrison will be unstoppable, and then he'll be all like, I beat Drew, and, AJ beat Drew, but I actually beat him too. And the thing is, like, they don't try with them. They don't even give him a second to breathe because they really want to give this dude a platform. But what are you giving him a platform for? You literally end up giving these dudes a platform. And like I said, I'm going to take a little bit from Wrestling Observer. The booking was awful. The booking was awful in that match with Shayna Baszler. The booking was awful with the Her Business and New Day because they keep giving us the same match week after week after week because freaking Cedric Alexander, who's a great talent, ends up being the star of Her Business, the hothead of Her Business. I'm okay with the McIntyre Sheamus thing. I'm cool with that. I'm perfectly fine with it. But here's my thing. If you're gonna book this dude, right? If you're gonna book them from being friends and being camaraderie, then fine. You literally have Drew Gulak in the back who doesn't do anything, who literally won't do nothing. You got Grand Metalik over there. You got those cats over. You got Lucha House Party over there. They're not doing nothing. So what are you really doing with these cats, bro? And this is the same cat that was gonna leave the WWE because he didn't get paid more. So he ends up being a complete joke, or he ends up being in the background as usual because they're not doing nothing with him. Like they try to do something with Lars Sullivan, but can't do anything with him apparently. So pretty much, like I said, guys, Raw was fine. But like I said, even with Matt Riddle, I like Matt Riddle. I like Jeff Hardy. But Matt Riddle was never going to get a chance to be champion until Drew drops the belt. Or until they try to push him something with MVP and the Hurt Business because he has Robert with them now, which is perfect. But Bobby Lashley's ending up being an animal, but he's not defending the title because pretty much he's the United States champion, but he never really defends the title to anyone, which is really kind of stupid because that belt's really a minor title. But in reality, they want to make Sami Zayn this freaking swarmy dude who's a heel, but he ends up winning every time, though. That's what I don't understand, guys. Like, Raw should have been better. You literally have 1 week away from Sunday to do TLC and can't do it because Drew's the only big thing that was happening. Everybody was bullying Randy Orton's promo because we've heard the same thing. It's the same rivalry, but just with a new gimmick for Bray Wyatt. And Alexa Bliss is involved. So basically, you got rid of Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross because that thing wasn't working out so well. That wasn't working out so well because she kept losing. So if she would have won, they probably would have kept the angle, made her Bray Wyatt's medium or whatever, made her go after the title for her. Then they would have made a power couple because at the end of the day, they would have the unit, they would have the WWE champion, the Fiend would have been a champion. He still would have won. He still would have won. So basically, they don't even know what they want to do with him because sadly, it's really kind of sad. We haven't seen Braun Strowman though. I see Keith Lee. What does Keith Lee get? Nothing. That's what I don't understand, bro. Like, Raw was bad, guys. The booking was bad. And this is like I was watching it's like I was watching an episode of WCW in the 90s. Or I was watching a bad episode of, like, I was watching a Ruthless Aggression era. Like, I was watching an episode of Raw in 2002. At least they defended the titles every week. Those dudes didn't even want to defend the title. New Day never wants to defend the titles now. Like, what happened, bro? You guys don't defend those titles to anybody. Y'all barely have a tag team division as it is. You took the same two dudes that they made the tag division in 2016. Because you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if anybody from WWE goes to AEW. Because at least they get booked. At least they have a championship. At least they go in a tag division. And they actually have a really good tag division. But you know what? I'm okay with the same match we've been having for the last time. So I'm going to be honest, guys. My review is a D-. Because you know why? Raw's booking was horrible. I expected more from them. I expected the matches to be better. Because the women's match was mega short. The match between Randy Orton and The Fiend was on way too long. Because it should have been a 15-minute match. And now waited till the very end. We shouldn't have had another match with Cedric and Kofi. Another match we had the week prior. That should have never happened. And then my other complaint is, what are you doing with Shayna Baszler? What are you doing with them? What are you doing with Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler? If they're gonna end up being anything, that's pretty much it. If they end up winning those tag team titles, they have nothing left for them to do. She might as well go back to NXT and just be a force over there. Because that's where she's going. Ricochet's basically fighting Retribution like he's a superhero, so that's going to pretty much blow. Because it's already done. Retribution are geeks. The ratings went down the poop. Because I'm telling you guys, the ratings were fine the first half because we were talking about Pat Patterson. But pretty much after the second hour, going into the last half, like going into the third hour, pretty much only went to 2.1 viewers. That's it. AW beats them every week on Wednesday because NXT can do it, and they beat them because you know why they beat them? Because at least they kind of keep us interested. At least we have an idea what they're going to do. But Raw, we never do, and I was trying to stay positive, guys, but I can't. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Raw was a complete and total dump. It was like pretty much they just took a dump on the fans and just said, "Here, have that." That's what it was. A complete dump. It was a trash fire. It wasn't even worth the 3 hours. The same 3 hours I gotta listen to Miz and Morrison make jokes. That's it. That's all I got from them. Because they think they're better. And he's a hype man. But you know what? John Morrison's never gonna become the guy he was when he first showed in the WWE, when he was a freaking Intercontinental Champion. Dude was a decorated Intercontinental Champion, went from being a tag champ, Intercontinental ECW champ, and then never became WWE champion at all. And he comes back, 16 years later? After going to Impact, married Terry Valkyrie, coming back, thinking this dude's the guy. And then he comes back, deals with Miz again, does the dirt sheet again, does Miz TV, does the whole spiel they've been doing for years, but never could get the idea, though. But yet, he's going to end up not having a title. Yet, he's so decorated, but he will never become a star again on WrestleMania. Or even in SmackDown, how he went in and came to SmackDown and was good. And if I was Adam Pearce, I would have sent that dude to SmackDown so he can balance. So he could get something. So maybe they could probably give him an Intercontinental title reign. Maybe he can get off of Sammy. Maybe he could try to make Sammy a rival or something. That way his drive is a different feeling. No. They want to put him with Miz because Miz is a must-see guy, because he's entertaining, because the show brings them in huge ratings, because it always seems to. But like I said before, guys, Raw was a trash fire. I wouldn't even watch it for 3 hours. Because pretty much Steven Larson, Wrestling Observer, is going to tell you the same thing. I'm being honest. I'm telling you the same thing. I'm being honest with you guys. It wasn't even worth it. Because the booking was bad. the booking could have been better than anything. And I'm being honest with you guys. I'm glad that we have AEW and NXT on Wednesday. So, like I said, guys, this is my Raw review. Good night. And I actually have a rating for this Raw review. So, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. For horrendously bad booking, for horrendously bad matches, and basically because all in all, Raw, basically, if you look at it, Raw is only a 4 out of, basically 4 out of 10 for being horrendously bad. Good night. Like, comment, subscribe. Good night, guys. Peace.